This session of the committee regards the action being taken by the Department for International Trade to ensure continuity of agreements concerning trade, of which this country is part by virtue of our membership of the European Union. It is the stated desire of this government that the effects of these agreements and all of the benefits which they bring to this country, our enterprises and our citizens continue following our departure from the EU. It is largely the responsibility of the Department for International Trade to ensure that this takes place and to secure agreement from the relevant third-party countries to EU FTAs that they are content to continue these arrangements with the United Kingdom. I would like to take this opportunity to outline for the committee some elements of this process that I hope will aid the understanding of the process and inform some of my answers. First, I would like to emphasise to the committee the progress that we have made to date. The response from our trading partners has been very positive. There is wide recognition of the value of these agreements and the contribution that they will continue to make to global free trade and prosperity for all parties. Britain's role as a champion of free trade and the part we as a nation have played in shaping the EU's wider free trading agenda continues to pay dividends. I can announce today that none of the more than 70 nations with whom we have held discussions have any interest in disrupting trade flows or in erecting barriers to trade where none currently exist. The majority of our engagement is taking place through official level discussions, complemented by face-to-face discussions by the Secretary of State and the ministerial team. With a number of our most important trading partners, these discussions have progressed to a technical stage. Whilst of course I do not wish to preempt our discussions with partner countries, I can say that we are confident that there will be no disruption to trade with those countries covered by the agreements, and once our trade bill has passed into law, we will have the ability to transition these agreements into UK law. It must also be noted that the agreements which govern our trading relationships with these countries are often substantially about trade, but can include other aspects governing our relationship. While we are currently participants with 11 nations in traditional free trade agreements through the EU, many of the countries with which we have open dialogues are covered by other agreements, including mutual recognition agreements, economic partnership and association agreements, and so on. Because of the diversity of the agreements, I would like to acknowledge that whilst our overall trade policy is clearly the responsibility for the Department for International Trade, some of those agreements which have a trade element but are not explicitly trading agreements fall under the auspices of other departments. For example, the lead on economic partnership agreements is taken jointly by DIT and DFID. Association agreements have a political element and are led on by the FCO, and our agreements with the EEA, Switzerland, Turkey and the European microstates, which are the Faroes, San Marino and Andorra, are the responsibility of DEXU. Finally, we are of course working closely with our colleagues across government to ensure that we deliver the best outcome for the United Kingdom.